Hello.
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 Hey, this is Varon. Hi.
Hi, Veron. How are you?
Wonderful.
I'm sorry, you
How
might
are
hear my 2-year-old in the background.
Okay, how you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. How are you?
Oh dear. I am just like so pumped up, and at the same time I am like really just trying to find a breakthrough for my next steps, just having some setbacks, but hey, I am willing to break down any wall to get to where I need to get to.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
amazing. Wow. What do you do?
Okay, so in a nutshell, I'm going to tell you what I do in terms of what I'll be spending the rest of my life doing. I write.
Okay. You
I write.
write.
Yes.
Amazing. What do you write?
I write everything. Well, okay, so
Do you
basically,
Yes.
go ahead.
No. Please go. I want you.
Okay, so I do poetry, right? And
Oh, beautiful.
outside of that, I basically have a few websites now where I blog, you know. So I have a niche website where I basically deal with hirsutism because I am licensed.
I'm sorry, you deal with what?
Hirsutism, which is excessive hair growth, basically,
Okay.
so hair removal and everything related to that.
Okay.
Right? So what happened is that I am licensed in the state of Florida for quite a few things, and I'm in South Carolina now, so I can't use my licenses here, and I have no intention of going back to school. So I
Mm.
decided that I'm just gonna blog about whatever, pertaining to those licenses and that career in particular. But outside of that, I just write on anything that has to do with my experience in life, anything that I've studied, any career moves and all of that sort of thing, and also, of course, about Unblinded and the platform that I use to write, just, basically affiliate marketing, network marketing, all that sort of thing, so that's what I want to be doing full time. But of course, at the moment, there's no income. So I work as a certified nursing assistant, and I need to give that up. But that's the only place something is coming in from, and it's like a little trickle. So, I'm just pushing myself to get to where I need to be. Yep, that's it. Hey, Jay, I see you.
Amazing. What's up, Jay? Hey, Jay, you're muted.
Huh?
Jay
Oh,
was muted. He was trying to say something.
mute.
Okay.
When a
I'm on my.
man like that wants to talk as he usually does, we can't have him muted.
Go ahead, Jay.
We
We
gotta get
missed
that
it.
going. There we go.
No, I just said good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
and good morning,
morning.
everybody else.
And good morning, Jamie, Jen. What's going on, everybody?
How's everybody doing this morning? Good.
Yep. Yep.
Phenomenal. I'm gonna
I
shut
got.
my
I took a little of Sean's advice, and I always listen to music in the morning, kind of loud. But this morning, when I shut the door so the family could see me, and I just took a second and pictured myself in the middle of that championship ring with the music pumping, turning around, seeing the crowd around me. And I tell you what, Sean's right. That worked. I got
And
pumped up.
what?
That worked. I'm sweating. I'm sweating right now.
Oh. I have been up since
It
before 2
definitely
o'clock
works for
writing,
sure.
and I think I need to go back to bed.
Oof.
No, but
I
seriously,
actually
kind of tired, feeling unenergized, and that really changed it for me. I'm pumped.
You were out of control on that video yesterday, Jay.
amazing.
I
Wait,
was
what video? I
Ron,
missed
I was in
it.
complete control.
Huh?
I was in
What
complete.
video? I missed it.
You have to tell him which video that was.
I'll tag you in it, brother.
Okay, give me a minute, baby.
Let me shut some stuff down because I need to get back to bed after this.
So what does everybody have? What does everybody have on tap for today? I know how Sean and Fernando are going to come on with asking for wins from yesterday, but I want to know what everybody's got on tap for going today.
I got an appointment. Was at 9:15. It got delayed to 11:15, but it's a listing appointment. So see if we can't get another list.
Jay, I realized we never spoke last night. It just dawned on me.
Yesterday was Tuesday?
Yesterday was Tuesday.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, look at that. Wait,
I guess
no.
I guess neither of us
Morning,
are as
guys.
important to the other as we thought we were.
Wait a minute. I don't even have it in my calendar. What the heck? But I put it in. I was standing in front of you when we put it in.
And I remember when you sent it to me too, and I didn't have it in my calendar either, but I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll remember. I've been waiting for this all weekend.
All right, that's I didn't notice that. That's messed up. Wow, what a terrible person I am.
I blame you completely.
Solely.
A little bit.
Oh, wait a second. You're supposed to take 100% responsibility.
I took it.
100%.
Well, guess what? I feel your pain, guys, but yesterday I messed up big time. I was on the bus coming home, and my alarm is set to make sure I get onto the huddle. I did not hear anything. I probably fell asleep, and I didn't hear the huddle at all. I was not on yesterday. That's like a big mess up.
Veron, we were
Well,
talking
welcome today.
about
I don't miss the huddles. That was like unforgettable, unforgivable, and I can't ever find it to get the replay. So I need to get that. Jay, you're muted again. You're gone.
The huddles are all
Hello, I'm not hearing anything.
recorded still, correct?
Hello?
It says it in the top right
Hello?
corner that it's being recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The on my phone it shows that it's being recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find it yesterday.
They don't upload all of them all the time.
Okay, I need to get yesterday's. I mean, after the weekend, how could I miss that?
So today around 10 a.m. I have Hadaya coming into the office and to go have our own little huddle. So far, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Well, today's Wednesday, but Monday and Tuesday we've had our own huddle, our team, and we've gone over some wins and some things about Unblinded and some strategies, and it's just been awesome. And I'm telling you, every time we talk, every time we sit down with our team and we dive deeper into conversation, we are constantly finding new micro distinctions and new strategies, and just like I'm telling you, it's just like super eye-opening. Every day continues to amaze me.
Jay, how do you approach what you're talking about with your?
Oh.
How do you approach what you're talking about with your team?
How
How do you open?
I just stay in the formula. So I stick with the 5 questions. Fernando said it yesterday again. We had an appointment with somebody that we already knew. So I felt like we didn't have to build rapport, and we didn't have to necessarily build rapport, but we had to do what Fernando called a check-in yesterday and kind of go through some of those questions in the beginning, just to kind of get back into that mode of emotional rapport, even though you have rapport with that person. So, basically we sat down and it was really easy. You turn it to the floor, say, so what's going on? What's happening this morning? And then, that's like opening the floodgates for most people. And then they start talking about it, and then it doesn't stop, and then it goes from there. And then now I almost looked at Sean up there as like a psychiatrist, asking these, questions. And, it's really helped us dive deeper into conversation with people. And yesterday I had a conversation with somebody, and I swear I stopped because I didn't want to make them cry, but I swear they were on the verge of tears.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I'll tell
thank
you
you
that
for that.
somebody else actually. I mean, first of all, it's amazing, Jay, that you have that surrounding you already, that you're in this continuing, just like they have at the Unblinded Nerve Center. They have the calls going on now, and then they come into this. You have it from here, and then you have it going on further into your day, and the people around you are continuously surrounded by that energy and those distinctions like you're talking about. So I think you're You're just phenomenal. You're just having such a skyrocketing, accelerating position right now. But somebody else actually came to me and she said, because she'd never even been, she'd been on a couple of huddles. She'd never really been so involved in all this. So she came to me at the event and she said, how do you do this with people you've been working with for like 3 years? Like you have no connection with them. You don't really know them at all. They don't know you at all. How do you go to somebody and start bringing this up to them? So I said, and she's like, how do you walk up to somebody and be like, so where'd you come from? Like I was like, well, maybe you could word it a little bit differently, and you can go into it with that and say, we've been working together for a while, but I feel like we don't really know each other. And how do you, what made you come into this line of work? Or what made you come work here in the first place?
I don't think there's a bad, listen, especially if you already have rapport with that person, it's actually easier to ask that question. It's
for sure.
Where have you been? But it could have been today. Like, so what's going on today, man? I mean, we did it at the event. It wasn't where have you been? It was what brought you to the event. That's still right. Put in past tense and past mind. So exactly. You could even say, so how was your week? And it just starts from there, and then you dive deeper in. And yesterday, when I was talking to this person, it wasn't in the sense of we weren't trying to go to hello to yes to anything, but I was still practicing the formula within the conversation. And the where have you been question wasn't like a deep where have you been. It was more, oh man, I didn't realize that you did X, Y, and Z. How did that happen? And then all of a sudden, it got into like a very deep conversation about nothing we were initially starting to talk about. So I mean, it really is. Great. You give a couple of nuggets to people, and you throw the line out there, and man, do they jump at it? The bait is the hook is set.
Yeah, Jay. Hey, it's Tiffany Armstrong. How are you guys doing this morning? Beautiful conversation. Thank you.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey, I just want to drop in real quick because that is very good point. And I've been practicing the formula for almost a year now, and you're absolutely right. And something that I've been finding, and this is a micro distinction, just to drop in right quick, is I've actually found out even people I don't know, it's easier for somebody to answer the question. Like I'm finding, and this is just my personal experience with it, is it's easier for someone I don't know to answer the question, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on today? Like, for instance, yesterday I was at the bank. I had some banking to do. And I never been to this branch. I just moved and been down talking to the banker. And I sat down. I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, what are you present to? Like, what's going on? And he was like, he looked at me and deadpan and goes, honestly, ma'am, I'm having a horrible day. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And just boom, dropped right in. Like, he already gave me pain to yes strategy, but that's jumping ahead in the formula. So I had to step it back, right? Like I held on to that. And I talked to him for 15 minutes. And he looked up at me after I got through pain to yes strategy. And he looks up at me and goes, I have no idea why I'm telling you all this. And I'm like, I'll tell you why. Because you're open and you're transparent and you are full of true honesty. When I first sat down, my first question was asking you how you were today. And you're honest, and that's amazing. And I'm going to make your day better. And this is how I'm going to make your day better. Hey, are you on Facebook? Boom. I would not be surprised if he's on this huddle right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right.
Jamie. That's
Beautiful.
amazing, Jamie.
Yeah,
I think that so many of us, we get into that. We automatically go into the fact that we're waiting for somebody to say no, or we go into the fact that people are automatically going to be closed off. But in all honesty, people really do want connection. Everybody wants a connection. So if there's an access point to specifically even a part of our lives that we want to reach out to, then, or we want to share with somebody else,
Fernando,
it automatically opens us up. What's up, Fernando?
What's happening, Craig? Thank you. Just want to check in. It sounds like we're deep in sharing and in thought, and I want to continue to honor that. Just wanted it is 8:30, and everyone that has some background noise, if you can please mute now, I would deeply appreciate it. Let's make it a culture that on 8:30, we respect you. Sean, are you here with us? All right, so let's go back to the community. Craig, I heard Jay, I heard Craig. like recreate it for me. What were we talking about? What's happening? What are you present to?
We were just, well, thank you very much, Fernando, and good morning again to anybody else that's come on now. But we were going back and forth. We were talking first with Jay and Joan and Jamie. So we were all having a conversation about
Beautiful.
the distinctions that come on when we bring these huddles. Jay talks about bringing these huddles into his office and with his team, and the micro distinctions that come up just in conversation as going back and forth, pitching and catching with it all. And then we were talking about how the open-ended questions really do bring people to open up to you and allow you that access point into their lives. And Jamie was saying that happened with her at a bank, that she just asked how he was doing, basically, like what was going on in his life, where he was at that moment. And he completely opened up to everything about her, and she went through the entire process of building rapport to a point where he was open to coming on. She showed him the Facebook page, and she's waiting for him to show up on this call now. And
incredible.
People are learning about this in every. We have the privilege of handing this over to people in every aspect of our lives and every interaction, and it's just so amazing.
You know, Fernando, if you don't mind me saying this, you know, my whole life in sales, I've been taught to ask open-ended questions. But I've never been shown in a way like this what those open-ended questions are, or how to continue to access open-ended questions. And really, you have to be present in the conversation at all times. That's the main key. And I have a big problem, and it's a limiting belief, I'm sure, but I have a little bit of an attention span problem. You know, I'm a little bit of a fish in a fishbowl. So sometimes I'm listening to conversations, I'm trying to pick out the things to talk about. I'm not present in the conversation when I'm thinking about what they're saying. I have to just be present and watch their face and listen to their words. And I no longer have to remember what they're saying. I'm present to what they're saying. It just is so much
incredible.
I wasn't out of integrity the other way. I was doing it with integrity, but I was thinking too much about it, and that was creating a block between me and who I was talking to.
Well, I love that. So thank you, Jay. And I'm sorry, there's still somebody that has a lot of background noise. Can we please mute yourself? There's a Galaxy, Rania. Just hear a lot of background noise. So Tiffany, if you're out there, if you can please mute everyone, that'd be awesome. So Jay and Craig, I love, you know, the distinctions you're having on step one, the power of building emotional rapport. Before I go any deeper, Sean, are you here with us?
He isn't yet, Fernando.
All right, thank you, Tiffany, and thank you for muting everyone as well. So yes, on step one, it is absolutely incredible. And before I go even into that and distinctions, I really want to start off with, you know, the love that this gives people. You know, we talk about, and Jay, you know, you so beautifully, and Craig, in your leadership and your language. Yeah, it's definitely not an integrity to be like thinking about questions and when you're listening. And that is really the power of 5D listening, truly loving people, and a beautiful, massive, this is not even a minor distinction, this is more on the major end. It's why the indispensable elements are indispensable in the 4 steps. Because yes, can you create wild success only being in the 4 steps? Definitely, it's possible. You know, you can get to a 9, maybe like, you know, a 9.1, but it's when, not but and, it's when you use the indispensable elements that exponential becomes reality. So major distinction is why it's not only about the 4 steps. And for everyone that's wondered, thought about, or maybe not, like, I don't want to be robotic, I don't want to be systematic, this is manipulative. Not saying you've thought this, not saying that's wrong if you have. Know that it's in the usage of the indispensable elements that this begins to be the gift of having someone feel heard, having someone feel seen, and having someone feel understood. And that is integrity-based human influence. It is the ability to give others magic, to convey their heroic, unique identity, to have them see their future in you, all of which can mean many beautiful things: relationships, revenue, growth, and many, many, many other things, whatever magic is for you. So, you know, with that, I want to continue to pitch and catch with all of you, because You know, I'm so grateful for Joan and Jay and Craig and all the leaders. It's in the conversations that your growth happens. Like, let me say that one more time. It's in your conversations that growth happens. Please, as much as I want you to journal, we want you to journal and think and write. It is in the doing, it is in the using, it is in the sharing of the formula that your mastery will begin to rise. So with that, recheck in. Sean, are you here with us? Beautiful. Let's go back to our community. And then I want to pitch it over to Jared or Adam or anyone else. But would anyone who's maybe new, I'd love to hear some new voices. We have 90 people on here. Congratulations. Oh my goodness, I just saw that. Yes, I hear a beautiful voice. Who is that?
Hi, it's Renya.
Renya. Oh my goodness. I see you're like unmuted. What's happening?
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to share an experience I had yesterday at work where
Thank you.
people were noticing the difference. Oh, you just came off this business conference. How was that? I'm like, okay, so first off, it wasn't a business conference. Let's just start there. And I corrected people and helped them understand that, yes, we learned about, in integrity-based human influence and marketing and all that stuff. But I said, really, it was a crash course in life. That's what this was about. It was not just about selling or none of that. Like, that's not what it was about. And that started the conversation and really started getting people intrigued. And I just wanted to honor that because, you know, the overall theme of the weekend was, you know, integrity-based human influence. But really, I do believe that it was so much more than that. It was just like teaching us all how to tap into the pipeline of truth within us and having it translate in other avenues of our life, right? So,
Wow.
Thank you.
Renya, thank you for, you know, your awareness and your sharing that. It's incredible, and I'm so grateful to hear your voice. We hope that we can continue to hear it over and over for you. And I'm not only speaking to you, I'm speaking to everyone now. This is it. What Renya just did, like, this is it. And I'm so excited that that's becoming available here, that it's going to be insanely accelerated through our mastery program. And Renya, thank you, you know, for opening me to another major distinction. It looks like today's major distinction day is that a lot of you can be compelled right now to go back to the world and say, and Renya, I'm not speaking to you here, I'm speaking to everyone, is like, hey, look at what I learned. This is so much better. Check this out. All those things in hopes, with so many beautiful intentions, to have them be unblinded and give them this beautiful gift that you received. And like, if you remember nothing and remember this one sentence, and then Jared, I'm going to kick it off to you. I just really want this to land to everyone. If you want the ones around you, the ones you love, your business team, and strangers and vendors, if you want them to have the opportunity to be unblinded, love them, have fun with them, those are the moves. That is the action. Yes, I preach all the time, teach the formula, share the formula. I do. I truly believe when you share the formula, you win. I do, like 100% certainty. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that the truth in having people see unblinded is in loving them and in having fun with them. Be vulnerable. Share the truth. And when you share the truth and the eyes begin to open and unblinded begins, magic happens. Magic happens. And if it was not for magic, we wouldn't have this beautiful huddle every single day, this beautiful movement, and a tribe, not an ecosystem, a tribe together, 1,800 of us strong. So I want to honor you. I want to thank you because you are making not just my dreams, you are making dreams come true. Jared, you here with us, brother?
I am here. 100 on the call, just FYI. 100, number 100, 100.
Yes, we hit the century mark. Fernando, beautiful
Say again?
shares. We hit the century mark. 1,000 people, 100 people on the call.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's amazing.
For that beautiful message you just shared. Everybody, thank you so much for that. I had the honor yesterday of spending some time with Dimple. I don't know if Dimple's on here. But Dimple did interviews with all of us. Sean, Adam, Fernando, myself, and a few others. Rob Gill was there. Mike Smikin was there. And they were such fun. I cannot wait till these interviews are available for you guys to see. Because it wasn't like just us debriefing what took place over the past few days. It was us also. Can everybody go on mute, please? Thank you so much. It was also us talking about why we're doing this. Like why? Like everybody that's involved was busy before they got involved. Like, why are we doing this? Like, what's the purpose of this? And yes, it's to make sales fun, exciting, and magical, 100%. And please make sure that lands. That is one of the reasons why we're doing this. But there's this other reason too, and it ties into what was just shared. Because once you start to like live in integrity within the domain of selling, there's no way that won't show up with you as a parent and you as a spouse or within a relationship, or you as a child of someone, or you as a friend. Once you start living in integrity in one area, by default, it will spill over into all areas of your life. So yes, this is sales and influence training. Don't mistake it for anything but that. But recognize there's this incredible benefit that is associated with integrity-based human influence. It's going to infiltrate every single area of your life. That's what excites me. So it is business training. This is a professional experience that doesn't stop there. It very, very quickly builds up momentum to support you in all areas. And then it impacts and creates a ripple effect for everybody that you touch. Because when you start to communicate this way, and for many of you, this is like very new, even for me, this is new. Like what I've seen happen is so fascinating, because as I start to communicate this way, people around me that haven't even been exposed to this yet start opening up, and then they start operating this way. And what happens when this crazy little group right here, this crazy little group brainwashes the world to live with integrity? Like what happens? Like what does that look like? Well, guess what? It starts with you. It starts with you digging into this formula. It starts with you giving yourself the permission to master it. Not just to know it, but to master it. And that's why I'm excited. Yesterday's meeting, you guys may have seen like the fun video that Fabio posted on Sean's nutritional choices, which was a lot of fun. You should definitely watch it. But really what it was about was mastery. It was just digging into what these next 6 months look like, with the outcome being every single one of you don't just know integrity-based human influence. You don't just know it. It becomes part of everything that you do. That's what mastery is. And that's what I'm excited about for each and every one of you. So I know I said the other day, we're sending out a survey. It will go out today. We were just finalizing it and everybody was reviewing it to make sure all the questions were asked. So the survey will go out today. It'll take probably like 2 to 5 minutes to complete it. And we're gonna look at every single response. So you'll get it through email. We'll also post it inside of our Facebook group as well. And please take those 2 to 5 minutes because we will be having many other events like this. And every piece of feedback is something that we want to learn from so that we can continue to iterate and innovate so that the next experience is even more magical than the previous experience every single time. In addition, Mastery kicks off first week of February. Many of you have joined. You'll start getting some information between today and tomorrow to prepare you, to get you focused, get you scheduled for one of your one-on-one calls that you've earned as a result of being a pioneer in this mission. And we invite all of you to join us as well. I mean, this is what it looks like. Like, this is what it looks like. Like going to an experience for 3 days, leaving with some sense of mastery, but a deeper sense of awareness, and now stepping into mastery. And then going over it with us for 6 months, digging extremely deep into every single aspect of the formula. So it just becomes so ingrained in you that you don't even know any other way.
Yeah.
But integrity-based human influence. Please, Fernando, take it over.
Yeah. Hey, Jared, listen, guys,
Sean,
my apologies. So my apologies. I was on actually something urgent that has a tremendous impact on the unblinded movement. something I'm not at liberty to discuss that we were working on till 2 o'clock in the morning last night. I want to thank the Unblinded team. I want to thank all of you for being on this line because you're all part of the Unblinded team. It was a remarkable night, massive breakthroughs, and I will simply say this. People in this community stood last night for integrity. People in this community stood for something that was such an impossibly difficult decision to make. And in the end, something remarkable and incredible happened, which only and always stands for this. When light hits dark, light wins. When light hits dark, light wins. But I am going to drop this in, though. Light wins, particularly when you have a formula. And light wins, particularly when you have the ability to influence. And so it is incredible to me that there's such a misunderstanding in the world about the power of influence for good, because it's so often associated with bad because it is used for bad. But when darkness influence is confronted with mastery of integrity-based human influence, it gets crushed and destroyed, and the world is a greater place. And so I can't go into the details. I can't go into all that happened. I can tell you this simply, that mastering this formula means truly you exponentially increase your ability to be a force for good. As I wake up this morning, I have an incredible degree of gratitude to God, light in my heart, for what just happened. And that relates to sales for money. It relates to sales for protecting the innocent. It relates to sales for holding accountable wrongdoers and making things right in wildly complex situations. And that's what I wake up to this morning. And I didn't just wake up now, so we're putting the finishing touches on pieces of it. So my apologies, but my gratitude to the Unblinded team for moving the huddle forward. And every day here, the event's complete. The content, the start, like this huddle every day is going to be the way to start your day. So starting your day today, and it's Why Wednesday. My why, as I said at that event, is to use my talents as a force for good in this world. Like, what's your why? Like, as you look at this day, what's going to carry you through and empower you in light, in love, but also like light and love doesn't put food on the table. That's a self-mastery component, right? It's the beginning of putting food on the table. What's your process? Like, what's your process? How are you taking your why and anything that you feel in a positive way by being on this huddle and putting into your process mastery action, your skill development? How you doing with conveying your unique identity, building emotional rapport? Do you know smaller QBC, 10 in the sense moments? Where are you on that? Right? Spend your time today. Be in the formula. Love yourself. Love people. Take massive action. And with that, anybody want to share a win, something in their heart that's happening, like what's present? A win could be a funny win, could be even fun energy, aspirational, goddess, Zeus. Like, what's the energy you're in? What's present for you? Does anybody have anything they want to share? A win,
Sean, there's one more thing that you woke up to today. 100 people on this huddle. So that's another thing that you woke up to.
Oh my God,
today.
that's it.
So.
And listen, and thank you for being here. Thank you for that confidence. Thank you for that acceleration. And be back each and every day to start your day. And if there's ways that we can create more access, ideas, post it, reach out. And the Unblinded Facebook page, like, be in that. But also remember, this is, and thank you, this isn't just what happens here. This is just the seeding. What it's about is what you do when we hang up here. What you do at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Each hour, recondition yourself in your self-mastery to be in your process using your rising level of influence mastery skill sets. I'm so thankful for everybody who's in the certification program. Stay tight if you're still considering, communicate about it, but and get in it, because there's no way that it's the most ridiculously inexpensive program on earth. For the value exchange, it's insane, and it's that real. Anybody have any wins? Anything you want to share?
Hey, Sean, this is Dave Fuberkala from Foresight Augmented Reality.
Dave, what's up, brother?
Hey, brother. So I had my first sales meeting post-event Monday, and I had to go into Manhattan, and we formed a relationship where my company is most likely going to be going to the Tokyo Olympics in July.
Amazing. Look at that, dude. Boom. Like that's what's
Smash.
happening. Yeah, and guys, when things like that happen, and we'll repost Kyle's testimonial of what happened to him during the event and this massive deal he did as well. Just as you get wins, share them. First of all, it enhances your identity, which is great for you. Share them on the Facebook page. Do your videos. It makes you better at sharing by doing videos, and also inspires and trains up and unblinds the people in the community. So great job. I'll take one more. Anybody else want to jump in out there?
Hey, Sean, this is Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, what's up?
Hey, man. Good morning. So I just wanted to share a breakthrough I had yesterday. I hopped on a phone call with my friend Jordan, and basically we kind of did what we saw you do on stage with Dimple and Rob. So Jordan would be the one asking the questions, and I would be the one answering them. And what we were trying to do is just deeper our mastery of level 5 listening and building emotional rapport. So he would ask a question, I would answer, and then he would ask another question, and then we would pause and analyze why he asked the question he did and why I said what I said. And it was really cool to see on the other side of the fence, like how Dimple was, like when he would respond to my question or to my answer. I kind of felt like if he wasn't really listening to me, I could feel that. And I could feel myself wanting to talk about something, but he missed it. And also the power of acknowledgement too, because beautiful. Like I would struggle with like, how do I acknowledge someone? So I did a little bit of research, and a really good way is just to kind of really listen and kind of just paraphrase everything that you've inferred and heard from them. And when he started doing that, I just felt truly heard and truly felt like he was listening to me. So that was just a massive breakthrough for me yesterday.
So let's practice acknowledgement and demonstrate it right now. So Tyler, what I want to share with this entire group and with you, brother, is that you are a man that is a kindred spirit who takes massive action and followed the program. You weren't living there simply for inspiration, for entertainment. You weren't dabbling and checking it out. You were taking away content in the formula, practicing, analyzing, implementing, rising up in your scale of mastery, which makes you somebody committed to your vision of your life and inspiration to me and everybody in this call. Like that's an acknowledgement, right? It's just authentic. It's just like what is in context and multiple levels of context for you, for others, in different places. So that's an acknowledgement, and it's true, right? And it's true. And I just want to like just tell you that that's what it's about. Like that level of mastery, watching videos, thinking about the conversations, you tuned on your self-awareness, and don't turn it off, brother. It's awesome, and it leads to the pathway. And keep that in all, not only your influence, but also your process. Hey, am I merging ecosystems? I'm like, where's my stage and microphone? Loved all the people fired up about stage and microphone, right? Like, let's go, like stage and mic, like where is it? But again, to give value, right? To give value in all the multiple ways we can give value. So with that said, Jared, are we complete on details when I was late, or you have anything else you want to share?
We are final, Sean. So
awesome.
Final words can come from you, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's Why Wednesday. Let's go get out there and take massive action. The energy is here. It's present. Let's grow this ecosystem. Let's grow your ecosystem. Let's work together and make the world an even greater place today. Why Wednesday? Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome call, everybody. Much love. Tyler, I love your leadership. You've been here since these huddles originated, and I appreciate everything you do. Blessings to everyone. Have a great day.
Have a great day.